The May 27th, 2016 flood that swept through central Texas was devastating, especially for the residents of Graveyard Point and those of us who lived in Camper Resort RV Park on Lake Travis. In Psalms 32:8, the Lord says, I will guide you along the best pathway for your life. I will advise you and I'll watch over you. Well, about 2 years before the great flood came through central Texas, itinerary prophet Jess Bilby came into town, and he had prophesied that the Lord wanted me to write the first book, and then he wanted me to give it away for free. Well, talk about a crisis of belief. I'm the kind of guy that you would think would be the last guy who would write a book. In fact, I barely passed English. But God had spoken through his prophet grace, the grace that I needed to be able to have the confidence to write the first book. And no sooner had I finished writing it was when the great flood came through. Suddenly, I received a phone call from Laura Burnt Gunther, who said, hey, you put me in charge of editing the book now. Why don't you come up here and we'll work on it together and finish it so we can get it published. And she said, and look at it as a mission trip with what God is doing here at the Sioux Nation at the Standing Rock Reservation. She was also involved in other Christian organizations that were in the Mulbridge, South Dakota area. And so I had agreed to go up there after praying about it and got to see the Lord do amazing things. And I also was blessed to be able to participate in 2 ordinations ceremonies that took place, which was really wonderful. Well, Laura and I just finished publishing the book, and no sooner had we done that than Nyla Campbell contacted me, and she says, hey, I want to order a couple of cases of your books, and will you ship them down here to New Mexico, and can I get them at wholesale price? And she said, I'd love for you to come down here and help me do a tent revival to reach out to all my family and friends and relatives. And so after praying about it, that open door now that existed, I went from South Dakota down to New Mexico and got to participate in this wonderful event that took place. Not only reaching out to people that were close to her, but we got to see people come forward and accept Christ and get baptized afterwards. No sooner did I get back to Austin, but I received a phone call from Lucy Bono, who oversees Sudanese Christian churches. And she wanted to meet with me. And after reading my book, she said, I never read a book like this before, which is this open and honest and transparent. And then she invited me to participate in some events she was coordinating with a bunch of Sudanese churches in the Houston area and also in the Kansas City, Missouri area. And I was excited to be able to take the book that God had ordained me to write and be able to hand it out free to quite a number of different people. Well, about 5 years ago, the Lord opened the door up for my wife and I to start a nonprofit called the Ephesians 4:12 Ministry, which is an equipping ministry. And through that, I continued to offer the books that God had ordained me to write free so that people could download them. And we know that thousands of people have downloaded the different editions of the books that we've offered. And so you may be wondering, well, why do I give these books away for free? And why do I encourage people, instead of buying the print, to go ahead and download the free versions that are available through our websites? Well, the reason, again, gets back to that prophetic word that I first received from Prophet Jess Bilby, who said the Lord is saying that it's time for you to write the first book and then to offer it free.